Thank you for joining me today. Today I'll be talking about writing the conclusion paragraph. This topic and presentation are indebted to the Great Writing Series Level 4 Great Essays, particularly Unit 1, Exploring the Essay. And this video will help you to write your conclusion paragraph 3 that we've seen on this graphic organizer in class. Including the topic sentence, some details, and the conclusion sentence. So remember this advice. First, tell the reader that this is the conclusion. Number 2, do not include new information. Number 3, think carefully and creatively, similar to the introduction. 4, include a conclusion sentence that gives a suggestion, an opinion, or a prediction. Let's look at each of these ideas more carefully. Before we do that, before we look at each idea, it can be helpful to keep in mind a model essay. I'm not going to read the entire model essay today, but you can pause and read on each screen so that you can see some context for the conclusion paragraph. So this is an example 6-paragraph essay called No More Mandatory Retirement. I'm not going to read the essay today, so you can pause each screen and read it if you prefer to. Let's review this advice. Remember, we're going to tell the reader that this is the conclusion. We should not include new information. You need to think carefully and creatively, similar to the introduction, and include a conclusion sentence that gives a suggestion, an opinion, or a prediction. Okay? So here is the conclusion paragraph from our example essay. Let's look. Does it tell the reader that this is a conclusion? Yes, here first paragraph begins with the first sentence that begins in conclusion. Okay? It states the thesis and includes the 3 reasons. Do not include information. No new information included here. And this example is very short. We see that they only have one detail, which is something they repeat from earlier in their essay. I think this person thought carefully and creatively and made some choices about remaining brief. And then last, include a conclusion sentence that gives, in this case, it is an opinion, right? Because I know this because you could say and believe the opposite, but this is the opinion that the entire argument essay is based upon. Okay, let's look now. Tell the reader that this is the conclusion. In order to do this, you need to use a transition phrase and a comma, okay? Punctuation mark. So, some examples. In conclusion, from the information given, and we notice a comma, right? Option 3, to summarize. Option 4, as we have seen. Option 5, in brief. Option 6, in closing. Option 7, to sum up. Remember, do not say in conclusion sentence. I read this all the time in essays, right? You are writing a conclusion sentence. You might choose to begin it in conclusion, but please do not write in conclusion sentence. Okay. Then you can restate the thesis. I think it's best if you do this without the reasons. So you might say, in closing, social media is bad for society. And it wouldn't be one of my videos if my animations didn't work. To summarize, school uniforms are a good idea. Percentage of a period. So let's practice restating a thesis. You should be able to write a practice thesis statement on a piece of paper now using a transition phrase and a comma in part one, and one of the ideas from the topics we've discussed previously in class. If you're watching this video in class, I'm going to stop it and ask some people to read their thesis statement, or read their topic sentence again that restates their thesis. Advice number 2, do not include new information. Help the reader reconsider the main ideas. One way to do this, write your supports again from each reason. Write the supports as compound sentences with and. So let's practice. We're going to not include new information. Example 1, a student might write, it is expensive to buy 5 school uniforms. It is expensive and time-consuming to wash school uniforms every day. Then they're going to combine this into a sentence. They might say, it is expensive to buy 5 school uniforms, and it is expensive and time-consuming to wash them every day. Quick note there, them, right, we see is referring back to school uniforms. They've been able to reduce repetition by using object pronouns with clear antecedents. Okay, let's try example 2. You can write this sentence on your own. Okay, first it says, irresponsible children watch TV instead of doing homework. Irresponsible children stay up late watching TV instead of sleeping. Combine those two sentences now using and. If you're doing this in class or to make up for class, do this on that separate sheet of paper now. Advice number 3, think carefully and creatively. Try to reduce repetition by using synonyms, negatives, or word parts. So, change young people to teenagers, change bad to not good, or change bad to horrible, depending on the case. We saw in the previous one, you could say responsible, irresponsible. That'd be a way you might use word parts. Advice number 4, include a conclusion sentence that gives a suggestion, an opinion, or a prediction. So, a suggestion. A suggestion. In order for young people to successfully learn a language, parents need to encourage them at an early age. You can give an opinion. Here's an opinion. Learning a second language at an early age is a smart choice. You can give a prediction. If more young people were bilingual, perhaps they would better understand the complex world around them. So, 3 different conclusion sentences about learning a second language, and maybe learning a second language at an early age. Okay, and that's the end of the presentation here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel.